Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time, then welcome, and I really hope you like what you see. Today I will be talking about my attempt at the 48-hour fursuit challenge. Today we have a guest of honor with us. Oh, I'm kind of sitting in front of him. Hello, little man. I gotta scoot over. Okay, this is Cafe. Cafe is the goat that I finished during this challenge. Cafe is owned by Cyber Moira on Instagram. This was a artistic liberty fursuit commission. This was kind of a spontaneous idea because I knew that I wanted to make some room in my queue, and I have a lot more plans of some other suits that I wanted to do and practice on. So this was a way to test my skills, and also kind of just a way to get my queue moving along a little bit. This past year has been pretty hard, and I haven't had a lot of time to work in the studio, and it really brought me down a whole lot because I love making these guys. They're so cool and fun, and I was really missing it a whole lot. Little did I know, this was just the kick I needed to get me back into it. I had a ton of fun, and part of me thinks I should do it again. Everybody let me know down in the comments if you would like to see another one of these 48-hour fursuit challenges, because I'm kind of up for the task. I had a really good time. The goat turned out way better than I had ever imagined. The digigrade leg was something that I am the most proud of this whole fursuit. Like I mentioned in my past video, I'm a newer maker, and stuff like that is kind of tricky when it comes to building and sculpting and getting just the right shape. So what I decided to do was I'm going to share a little trick with you right now. A little secret, little fursuit maker treat. So what I did was I actually took some polymer clay and I sculpted the exact shape that I wanted from my fursuit leg. This is what it looked like. Little sculpty. I didn't bake it. I didn't really feel like it, but I took this little dude and I taped him up with duct tape. It's just like making a base, duct taping it, taking the duct tape off and using that as a pattern for exactly the shape you want. And I didn't really think about it before, so this was really tiny, little small, and I duct taped him up, and I used the duct tape, put it on a piece of paper, and scanned it into the computer. I blew it up about 2,000 times the size, and I printed it out on paper. And lots and lots and lots of pieces. I spent probably an hour putting it together. Oh, it took so long. But I came up with the perfect pattern for leg that I wanted. I took the pattern and I put it on foam and I sculpted it, and that is the base that I used for the fursuit leg. So I did all this before the challenge actually started. Many of you know who have watched my other videos, I had wrist surgery about a month ago, and I actually had like one paw in a wrist hand in my first two videos. It was super cute. You should go watch them. I'll link them right here. I'll link the second one because I always link my furry journey. So go watch my second video where I answer your questions. So along with the leg, I had also sculpted the head base. I did this a long time ago because I knew that the goat is kind of something that I wanted to make. It actually worked out really well. I modified it a little bit for this specific character because it was kind of old, and I have a new developing style that isn't exactly something that matched up with that head. With this head base and this leg base, I was ready to get started. Hey, we're about to get started. We have Boyo all taped up over here. I know it's kind of cheating to already have your base made and the eyes finished, but I don't really care. It's my 48-hour challenge and I know my limits, so we're gonna start with him. And I got my tripod ready, my laptop, and we got the leg base already made too. And we got the fur out, and I'm ready to go. We'll check back up in a few hours. See ya! I started on Friday night at 10 o'clock. I know it's kind of late, but I also wanted to end really late. I didn't want to work through the night and then end early in the morning and have all day to be tired. So I started at night. I worked all through the night and actually ended up finishing the head at 5 a.m. Keep in mind, I gave myself 24 hours for the head. The head is what takes the longest. There's much more detail. It takes a lot more time with the eyes and the lining and specific stuff like the teeth. So I gave myself a good long time just in case. And I was finished at 5 a.m. on the day that I was supposed to be done at 10 p.m. So I took that time to go to sleep. I gave myself a break and I went to sleep, and then I accidentally slept through my first live video. I'm really sorry for anyone who wanted to be a part of my first ever YouTube live at noon on Saturday. I just needed the sleep. I had already been awake all the night before this whole challenge even started. But I still feel really bad about, because I know a lot of people wanted to join. After that, I started working on the little cloppers, the hand paws. Those also turned out really well. I did my Instagram live at 4 p.m. and I had lots and lots of people show up for that. Mostly my friends on Instagram. Shout out to you guys because I love you so much. I took that time to sew on the little clopper parts to the hands, and everybody came in and asked me what I was doing and told me how good of a job I was doing, and we had a lot of fun. They were so nice and so supportive, and it was just the boost I needed to keep going. So after my live video, I started on the bodysuit. The duct taping took about 2 hours, and then it came time to cut out all the pieces. That took a really long time, and I'm actually really glad that I had the head finished early because I did, in fact, need more than 24 hours to finish a bodysuit. Like, surprise, who would have guessed that? I didn't sleep all the way up through 6, and I worked tirelessly cutting out all the pieces, tracing it on the fur, cutting it out, and starting to sew them together, and it felt really good. I was like, yeah, this feels great. I'm starting to get it together, and I'm making this really awesome suit. And that's when I started noticing that the shape was turning out so good, and it was exactly what I had always wanted to make. By 6 a.m., I had, I think, just about the full bodysuit, like just the pieces sewn together, minus the arms, the feet, the tail, and then the little leaf mark on the back. It's inspired off of the Nook leaf from Animal Crossing. So we had the bodysuit almost put together, and I decided to go to sleep again. This time I slept on the couch because I was ready to get right back to work the next morning. After a good night's sleep, I actually made it to my first ever YouTube live video. It was kind of difficult to get it set up because you have to have a Google Chrome account in order to use like your webcam to do the whole live stream. So I actually had to back out of it. We started about 12:15 because I had to do all this stuff and jump through some hoops. And after I got all that set up, then we were able to start. And I had actually quite a bit of people show up for it. It was really fun. Just like the Instagram live at 4 p.m. the day before, I had people come and ask me questions and just tell me what a good job I was doing and give me really, really encouraging words. And all my followers who actually joined that, I want to thank you so, so much for it. That meant a lot to me, and I was so lonely the whole time. I was pretty much alone for most of this challenge. So it was so nice to get to talk to everybody because you guys are great. You guys are so fun to talk to. I got the coolest followers and subscribers around. You have no idea. That day, I worked as much as I could. I was super close to finishing. I did my Instagram live at 3 this time. And then about 5 o'clock, I got a call from work. Somebody came down with coronavirus. And just like everything else that's happened this year of 2020, things were ruined. And unfortunately, I had to stop the challenge right before I was about to be done. You can't imagine how frustrated I was to have to stop everything. Luckily, I still kind of had that up and go and that motivation to get finished. So I came home from work exhausted. I went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and I finished the suit. That was my favorite part because that's when I really, for the first time, got to see how perfect these digitigrade legs turned out. Here's some pictures to show what the finished product looked like. So incredibly pleased with how he turned out. This is by far the best, most high quality suit I have ever made. And it was over a span of 48 hours. Technically, of those 2 days, I spent 36 hours actually in the studio working, and I spent another 5 the day after finishing everything up, including all the prep that I did, like the head base and sculpting the leg. I spent another 5 hours on all of that. So in total, I only used 45 hours. I have 3 hours to spare. This was a success. It was so awesome and so rewarding. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned into my live videos, who sent me comments, and who just supported me through this whole process. And I'm definitely developing as a maker, and my style, I think, is getting a lot better too. So it's all thanks to your support and your encouraging words. And all of that makes me want to do more for all of you that support my channel and my page. And Tropicmaw in general. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you have done. Just as a viewer, just watching this whole video means a whole lot to me. So, I mentioned in my last video that I had a voting forum up on Instagram every week where I have my followers send me some suggestions and vote on a video topic. They helped me pick the last ones, and I didn't have one up this week because I knew that I wanted to kind of cover my whole process through the 48-hour Fursuit challenge, but I will be posting one soon, so please keep an eye on it so we can have some content for you next week, and hopefully you get to help me pick it. So follow me on Instagram at Tropicmaw and send me some suggestions. If you have any questions or comments, please send me an email at Tropicmaw or leave it for me in the comments. I love to read everything you guys say. It's so wonderful to see all these lovely people commenting on my stuff. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know when I'm dropping my next video as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see everybody in my next Tropicmaw video. Bye!